Hello, and welcome to the Focus on Diversity program. I'm your host, Troy Shaw. I have to admit, I am very excited about this television program because this show, after it's completed, will be sent to every single politician in the state of Wisconsin to understand a little bit more about minority business practices and hiring in this state. Let's first order up our very first guest. She is Adonica Randall, president of Connection Strategies Enterprises, Inc. And our next guest is Eric Sydnor. He is the president and CEO of World Environmental Incorporated. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being on the program. Like I said before, this is going to be a very exciting show because I want to send this program to every single politician in the state of Wisconsin so they can get a better assessment of the minority hiring business practices as it pertains to state-oriented contracts and even federal-oriented contracts. Here's the first question. Let's first get an idea, I should say, of your companies. Ladies first, Adonica, please.
Thank you. Connection Strategies is an IT services company. It is combined of basically two wholly owned subsidiaries, okay. Abaxant LLC, which was a company I formed in 2002, does process and project management. Technology Consulting Corporation, which has been around for approximately 28 and a half years, and a joint venture between Technology Consulting Corporation and Abaxant, which spawned in to be Connection Strategies LLC. So, to avoid confusing all of our customers, we put a holding company over that. The parent company is Connection Strategies Enterprise, which consists of all the different venues and different factions of IT services that we present, and we can do it under different arms for the customer set that we originally had without disrupting the customer base.
That's awesome. That's good to hear. Eric, tell us a little bit more about your company, please.
Well, Troy, you're excited. And Adonica and I have talked, and we're excited. Thank you for having us today.
My great pleasure.
I started World Environmental in 1994. We're a hazardous waste transportation, disposal, and remediation company. We do military contracts, federal government contracts all across the U.S. So it's just, that's what I've been doing. That's my passion. It gives me the opportunity to meet people like yourself and Adonica, and it's been a great run.
Well, you know, I'm also going to say to my audience as well, I own a company as well. It's called TDS Management Group. It is the company that produces this television show, that will be producing another show with Robert Miranda, Taking Sides with Robert Miranda, and also producing another program highlighting organ donation within the African American community. Basically, I am a communications company that creates visuals that you out there see. So basically, they're talking right now to 3 minority business owners, and we're going to talk a little bit more about Wisconsin, its hiring practices of minorities. My first question, let's just get right up into it. How successful have either one of you been with a state-oriented contract? Let's first start off with Adonica, please.
I would say that singularly with the wholly owned subsidiaries as well as the corporate structure, we haven't been successful with those contracts at all. We are very versed in how to do complex RFP responses. I mean, my background, my partners were ex-IBM, ex-GE. We sort of know the drill on how to get those things done.
But you haven't been very successful with rendering a state contract. Eric, how about you, please?
Wow. Well, you want to get right into the meat of it. It's a pretty short story for me. If I depended on the state of Wisconsin for work, I wouldn't be in business.
Ladies and gentlemen, literally what we're talking about here. I mean, when I say to you that the state is required, Wisconsin is required to have at least 5%, at least 5 to 10%, I may be even lower than I should be. The state is required to have 5% of minority involvement, but they have not been able to render 5% for the last 20 years. And that's their own state regulations. Eric, what would you say to that?
I'm not surprised by that. I mean, I don't know what the numbers are. I don't know what the statistics are. And the reason I don't is because I've been unable to crack that market. And for me to try and continue to pursue a course that's non-revenue producing for my company is akin to banging my head against the wall until I bleed on my, on my jacket. For me, it's not surprising. But what do you do as a company? What do we do as three companies to try and continue to position ourselves so that when an opportunity, if an opportunity arises, that we're able to capture that?
Well, wouldn't it be easier for, say, like playing devil's advocate here, Adonica, that, hey, look, your company just hasn't the muster to win this contract. That's the reason why you have not won it.
I would say that that would be true if we weren't in the position we were in. Without checking, we're probably the largest IT minority female-owned company in the state. We've got private customer base in the private sector that are huge national Fortune 1000 companies. My background is working with Fortune 1000 companies and the federal and the state government in multiple other states. Mm-hmm. You know, we've got close to 100 employees. We've got the financial stability. We've got everything it takes to do that. We've come in second on some contracts, and they've said, well, you guys are a close second, but close second doesn't pay the bills. Basically, we know what it takes to win those contracts, but if you constantly waive the MBE requirement, which is put there to level the playing field for minority or for women-based companies, then we don't have a lot to work with.
And for our audience, just to understand, MBE standing for
Minority Business Enterprise, or WBE, which is a woman business enterprise, and waiving of those factors those things are supposed to be part of these RFPs or contracts, but they are consistently being waived for a number of reasons that really make no sense.
Okay, well then we need to quit beating around the bush then here. Let's talk about what we're really saying here. Eric, are you saying that the state is not doing or basically following through with its own requirements in a kind of purposefully oriented fashion? What are you saying here?
No, I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is if I'm a company and I have a skill set, mine happens to be hazardous waste, brokerage, disposal, transportation, remediation, demolition. If I have a skill set and the opportunities that come to me, I'm able to relatively quickly, because I know my business and I know what I'm capable of doing, and I also know when I want to play and when I don't want to play. Mm-hmm. So what I'm saying is, whether it's the state of Wisconsin or if it's a federal opportunity, whatever the situation is, whoever the buyer is, the purchaser, what I'm looking at is, why am I easily able to determine that I really am not going to win this job?
Mm-hmm. So you're able.
I'm one of the fortunate ones, and because I'm not investing a whole lot of dollars in trying to determine. Let's put a package together. Let's submit a proposal. Let's spend thousands of dollars putting this RFP together. Mm-hmm. I've come to the table many times and said, I'm not bidding this job because it's earmarked for someone else.
And when we come back, we're going to get knee deep in it. Stay with Focus on Diversity. Specifically, if you want to know what's going on here, stay with Focus on Diversity. We'll be right back.
Since 1985, Sprecher Brewing Company has been committed to brewing a diverse variety of quality beers and sodas. Along with their commitment to a diverse product, they also have a strong commitment to diversity. Sprecher Brewing Company is proud to be a sponsor of the Focus on Diversity program. We are honored to participate in Milwaukee's great brewing tradition, and we're grateful for the opportunity to present our best to you.